As the sheriff of Lee County, there are a lot of things that keep you up at night. It's a very unpredictable world we live in. Safe Kids, Safe Schools has always been my #1 top priority. My family members, our school resource officers, are in those schools every day, mentoring children, building those relationships. The most critical, I think, they build our future, and most importantly, put that badge, gun, and uniform on and serve others before self to keep our children safe. How they train is how they perform. So the most important thing is we have to be ready for a worst case scenario.
We have a program which sets us apart alone on itself, and we're intense and vigorous in that training as well. We have a sheriff that will 100% do anything that's necessary and possible to make sure that the SROs are well prepared to protect the students.
We have to not hesitate, and we have to perform immediately. Every second could be a life. So we train 7 times the mandated amount by Florida state statute to make certain that our training will kick in.
It's been very progressive and incremental. So we've started out with very specific mission-oriented things that they would respond to, an active shooter kind of thing. But it's not solely isolated to just running and gunning. It's also communication, de-escalation, there's defensive tactics, there's a whole bunch of other aspects that are also included with it. Once those skills are developed, we continue to build on those to the point where we have multiple officers doing the same thing. Pretty much every day that there's a day off of school, there's some kind of training going on. Training's never done. The only time it's done was yesterday. There's always evolving situations. Threats become smarter and more complex, so we have to stay 3 steps ahead of them as well, so that way we can prevent any kind of catastrophic event.
We're looking at technology, we're constantly improving. Every single day as we speak here, we're looking to improve our program to always be the best we can be with the state-of-the-art technology. The SRO works cohesively with the Real-Time Intelligence Center, which has all the newest, latest, and greatest technology. Deputies and analysts that are there around the clock making certain that if we have an event, we know exactly where we are, we know where the incident took place, we know exactly what's happening real time, and we have remedies for anything that comes our way. We have mapping systems in place right now linked to our Real-Time Intelligence Center.
Every single map will have identified buildings, so if the SRO says I'm in the gym, the responding deputies can pull up a map on their MDT computer screen or even their smartphones that they've all been issued now also. They can see where that gym is so they can directly go there without any hesitation.
So our family member, Canine Xander, a golden retriever, amazing dog, he's trained specifically in weapons for guns and drugs. So we randomly select schools all over our county every single day, and we're combing through with our Canine Xander to make certain, God forbid, there's any guns or drugs, we're going to make certain that we hold that person responsible.
We've started implementing some mobile metal detectors through Evolve. It's a fantastic system. One of the main functions of an SRO is always to be around large gatherings of people. So that's just one more resource that the Sheriff's Office has provided to safeguard the safety.
In a worst case scenario, we now have key fobs. Those key fobs work every single lock in the school. So if we need to access that school, there is not 1 second of waiting. We can address the issue immediately.
What we've done is worked with the school district to get additional lock boxes placed at vital areas within the schools, so that way our deputies will have immediate access to have keys to get deeper into the schools and wherever they need to get to.
The School District of Lee County is privileged to have such a great working relationship with the Lee County Sheriff's Office. We have full confidence in Sheriff Marceno, and I've seen his commitment to keep our schools, students, and staff safe. School resource officers and all of the deputies have professionalism that is unmatched.
Unfortunately, we get threats every single day in our schools. That's why I created the School Threat Enforcement Team. We make certain no threat goes unlooked at, it's immediate, it's investigated, because we know that mental health plays a serious issue in society today, and we want, if a person is in need, if a child needs mental assistance, we want to make sure that we deliver that. If we have another incident, we need to be ahead of the game, and we are leading the way here in Lee County.
Kill the game, doing great.
Some of these kids only thought that SROs just
come to the school, that's it, and then go home. We're mentors, we're guidance counselors for these kids at times. We're teachers, we're also parents for these kids. A lot of these kids I take as my kids. I've had kids stop their cars, run up to me, give me a hug, and they say, hey, I graduated a year ago and I'm doing this, I'm surviving out there. Thanks to you, I kept, my focus and I'm making it happen. These kids look for someone to do in the summer, and lucky for them, the Sheriff's Office has a program, which is the Summer Youth Program. We interact with them, we come out with static displays. They show these kids what the Sheriff's Office is all about, and they love it. And then we have a big like carnival, at the end of the Summer Youth Program, where it's free for the public and they love it. The SROs that I've dealt with and I've worked with are awesome. I think they're phenomenal. They care about the kids, they care about their safety, and they want to make sure that they do the job right.
You are looking at the new cone of uncertainty from the new 11 o'clock advisory. What started this morning as a maybe has now become a likely.
The storm is bringing the risk of life-threatening storm surge as high as 18 feet.
Hurricane Ian has now officially made landfall in Florida.
We are seeing more of the catastrophic damage Ian is causing across the state.
A storm that is getting more powerful by the minute.
We had no idea. Nobody expected the extent of this storm. The day that we left school, we said goodbye to the kids, we said goodbye to the staff. And I remember saying, I'll see you guys Thursday or Friday, thinking we would be back within just a few days. It was really hard because, as you know, we lost communication. I just started reaching out to numbers we had listed. I got onto social media looking for families. Some I personally knew had evacuated, and I still just reached out to them. Are you safe? What do you need? Many hadn't made it back to the island by that point yet and had no idea what they were coming back to. They had lost their homes. Many of them evacuated with the clothes on their back. They had nothing else, their shoes that they wore that day. So they lost everything. And so the only thing I could think of at the time was, let's at least get them the basic necessities. Let's see what we can do. I started reaching out to neighbors. If you've got kids' clothes, adult clothes, whatever you've got, I'll take them. I went out to the store, I purchased items for the kids, fidget type toys, just things that could travel with them, being that they didn't really have a place to go. And I just wanted to make sure each kid had something. I can't imagine being a kid and losing everything that I know. I've built really good relationships with them, and I don't look at them as the kids that I'm here to protect. I look at them as if they're my own kids. The school district made the decision to keep our students and staff together. And so most of my days are spent still with my kids and my families and the staff there at the school. And the day that we walked into that school and they started arriving, they were running to me and hugging me, and they felt comfortable enough to cry. And I asked one of the little girls, I said, why are you crying? And she said, I don't even know. But she just knew that it was okay to be there and to do that. I think that if you ask any police officer why they do this job, they would say to help people and to make a difference. And I think this is where you make that difference in your community with these children, with their families. And I'm thankful that I'm here.